Okay, so Rutgers basketball fills out his roster. Is Europe now the new non-Power 5 conference for Rutgers to use as feeder schools? Let's get to it. Okay, I hope you're all enjoying a terrific week so far. Let's get to it. Rutgers lands another guy. Filling out the roster, we have a couple more spots to fill, most likely to be by walk-ons. We get from Romania, Denis Badalau, 6'7", 6'8", depending on whose numbers you listen to, 180, 190, depending on whose numbers you listen to. He is now the 5th edition for Rutgers. This off season, quiet time of the year, kind of, I'm always hoping there's news this time of the year, because you want to talk about something, but there's not always something to talk about. Nonetheless, he joins freshman forward Harun Zirno, transfers Darren Buchanan from George Washington by fall from Kansas State, Tariq Francis guard from NJIT. We now have 13 scholarships allotted. We have those 2 left. He will have Dennis, or what is it? Pronunciation, is it Denis or Dennis, Eastern European? He'll have 4 years eligibility, as will Zirno, Alino Marcaden Powers, Chris Nwili, and Javante Ware, all incoming freshmen. And Dennis, we'll call him Dennis for now, is from Romania, but he moved to Italy for the past 4 years, and he's playing in the Dolomiti Energia Trento, an Italian Serie A league in Italy. Played in 10 league games so far this year. Averaged 3.5 points per game, 1 rebound per game, and less than 1 assist over 9 minutes per game. And he also played in Euro Cup for Trentino. And he averaged almost 4 points a game, 1 rebound, and shot 38.5% for 3. So if you're looking for some upside there, he is not a Rutgers guy in that he shoots over 30% from 3. But Trentino starters, they include some guys from the States: Seton Hall, Miles Kale, Anthony Lamb from Vermont, Jordan Ford from St. Mary's. And they were 22-8 and made the playoffs. So, going to Europe now is sort of going. Indiana has now started to like this, and we'll get to that in a second, where you go to Europe to find guys to fill out your roster. But I think you're going to be limited insofar as the kind of basketball you want to play, especially if you want to play defense in the Big Ten. That sort of soft finesse, 3-point shooting, distribute the ball kind of play may not bode well in the Big Ten. We'll see how that goes. Nonetheless, Jay Young scouts Rutgers in Europe. I think it was NewJersey.com reported. No, it was I think it was Jerry Carino, actually. And he scouted Badalau extensively in Italy and liked his versatility, high basketball IQ. He also found Miles Johnson, which was a good find. Caleb McConnell, which was a great find. Apparently is seen as like another Yeboah, kind of a scoring wing kind of guy. But we'll see how that all shakes out. Badalau also played for Romania, and in 7 games last year, averaged just under 16 a game, just under 6 rebounds, 1.5 assists, 1.5 steals. So we'll see how this works out. Those sort of European players, Eastern Europe players, can go either way. We'll see how things go. He's drawing some interest from Virginia, and as I talked about previously, so now, we talked about with Harun He's 21. Badalau is, he's 18, so he's not a 21-year-old guy. But if you're a guy that's pretty good, but not good enough to play in the top European leagues and not able to play in the NBA, you come to the States and you play college basketball, and you can make more money than you can in Europe. And the money that you won't make playing in the NBA, you're making $500,000 a year. I'm sure this is a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow for a lot of guys, and maybe Dennis is, kind of fits that mold. So this is our third European player in the program since Coach Peichel took over. We got Oscar Palmquist. We got, just previously mentioned, we got Haroun. But I don't see it as a fit. I mean, part of the problem this past year, we went from playing defense and rebounding and lunch pail basketball to that kind of finesse, softer kind of basketball, which is really not a fit in the Big Ten. Or are we continuing to go down that road? Look, I get it. You need the 3-point shooters. We stink at it. We just, since Cam Spencer left, we have nobody that's a threat from the outside. But we'll see. A quote from Dennis was, "I bring a strong mentality and the spirit of a fighter." Okay, great. He kind of gets what the whole New Jersey Rutgers vibe is. Went on to say, "I'm the type of player who pushes others to get better. He can spread the floor, run the floor, and pass." He said, "I bring a lot of energy on defense." We'll see about that. And offensively, he said he is a very good 3-point shooter. And I got to watch some video of him. And he likes to run it, push the ball down the field. He likes to pull up for his jumpers. We'll get to that in a second. But, the offseason kind of positivity and excitement, I forget where I read it, but it's true. And I've talked about this a bunch. This past season when we landed Zach Martini, PJ Hayes, you thought these guys were going to lend us an element to the offense with shooting. Jordan Durkak a little to a lesser extent. But it didn't really work out. Now, if you were to create a composite of a Big Ten kind of player, those guys wouldn't be it. They were kind of soft, kind of finesse, kind of shooting guys that weren't able to translate their shooting skills to Rutgers and the Big Ten. But, as I mentioned previously, Illinois, that's the road they're going down. In Illinois, Brad Underwood said he likes the style of European basketball and the club systems and the clubs. So the system that Dennis came out of, those professional leagues started off as club teams that were able to evolve and develop. He said they have more playing experience and they are more coachable, a little more mature. But again, their focus is not defense and rebounding. So we'll see how that goes. Nonetheless, I watched some video. Dennis likes to push the ball up court, has a long shooting stroke. I see a lot of that these days. Extended, guys just practicing 3-point shooting way too much. Really long stroke. He shot 38.5% from three, so likes to go to the basket. And if you're watching him, he is aggressive, and you kind of like to see that. You want to see a guy go to the basket. Okay, we need that. You want to see a guy pull up and shoot. But he's not real explosive. Okay, is he fluid? He's no Dylan Harper. He's not fluid either. So he's in that in-between area where wants to be aggressive, wants to go to the basket, but he's not explosive, and he doesn't have the fluidity of a Dylan Harper. So we'll see how all that works out. He is 6'7", 6'8", depending who. But if he grows to 6'9", 6'9.5", and you become a more physical presence as a 6'9.5" wing, that could be something you can work on. We'll see how he translates into the Big Ten, and hopefully can play some defense. Because if Coach wants to go back to Rutgers basketball, which he should, and lock down opponents at the rack, I don't see how this year's team is going to be great beyond Dylan Grant. We'll see how that goes. Nonetheless, we wish. But one last thing. So, the preseason rankings are coming out for Big Ten football. And I think I saw on NewJersey.com today that we were like 13th. But you can't always believe what you read on the internet, because a few days ago I saw one of the football writers ranking the Big Ten college football programs for the upcoming season, and lo and behold, Rutgers is the Rodney Dangerfield of the Big Ten, getting no respect. They didn't even include us. And of course, there were several comments, and this was like an MSN homepage. The level of journalism is absolutely abysmal. And quite often, those of us that are just average citizens know more than the guys writing about it. But I'm going through this and I'm thinking, okay. Is Rutgers leaving the Big Ten and we just don't know about it? Nonetheless, let's ignore the preseason rankings. Okay, gives us something to talk about. But look, we know the schedule is going to be a little tougher this year. We're going to have a little more depth. We could be better on paper and can be better on the field, but the record might not reflect that. Nonetheless, we have potentially another offensive weapon in basketball. Everybody enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you the next time.